Hey, Caron, let me introduce the show. Good morning and welcome to the Circle of Genius Podcast Executive Experience. I got a special guest for you, and no, it's not an elf from North Pole. It is Caron, the CEO of Caron Modern Studios. Welcome, Caron.
Thank you.
You look absolutely cute. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Yes, thank you. I know I felt really festive today.
You're looking really, really, you put a big smile on my face. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I wanted to just really get right into this because the growing your business video is a tried and proven superior than all other media that I knew out there is video. So please introduce yourself to people out there.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. My name is Caron Shahrestani. I'm a video marketer and coach based in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I specialize in helping small business owners and nonprofits to shine online with an effective video marketing strategy so that they can attract their ideal clients and scale and grow their business.
Carol, I gotta be honest with you. This morning I spent too much time on your TikTok videos and your Instagram. First time I did it was this morning. I was just drawn into it. And I would imagine that is what makes videos so attractive. It draws you in, sucks you right into it. Why is video so dominating, a so great way to market your company? Tell me why.
Yeah, great question. So essentially, video has always been one of the most compelling ways to market a business or to tell a story or to send a message. However, it wasn't really until the pandemic and the advent of short form social media videos that it's really taken on a whole new level of importance when it comes to reach and virality. And in 2021, TikTok.com was the most visited website in the whole world. And most of us were locked up at home, couldn't really do much else than just be on our screens a lot of the time. So that was definitely a factor. But it comes down to an increased lack of attention span, especially in younger consumers, as well as a resistance to reading, unfortunately. And so because of that, a lot more people are looking toward short form videos to learn about things, to become educated on certain topics, to better understand the world. And so it's not that there aren't people who read, and it's not that there aren't people who watch longer form content, because of course that's why YouTube is the number 2 search engine behind Google, its owner, is because a lot of people would prefer to look at a video solution to their question than to read something about it. So there is, of course, always an audience for longer form video content. But when it comes to marketing, when it's not just educational, when you're promoting a product or a service or something that's for profit, especially, the shorter the video, the better.
Of course, the movie Matrix. I remember the scene when they plugged a person in, and then all of a sudden they learned to fly a helicopter or whatever. And that's kind of how I picture video. You go to YouTube and Google anything. You want to know how to do anything, go to YouTube. Google it, you search it, and plug yourself in and watch a video. Next thing you know, you're an expert. And I just think it's amazing. Now, you are a founder of Caron Modern Studios, correct?
Caron Modern Media, yes.
Modern Media. What is your main purpose? What are you doing with that?
Thank you for asking. So when I started my company 10 years ago, it was primarily a video production company. And so end to end, meaning that I would come up with the script with the client, we would shoot it, edit it, post it online, market and advertise with it. Over the years, I started to have more clients asking, okay, but how exactly do I market it, or what different platforms can I put my videos on? And so then I started segueing more into social media marketing to help people better understand all the different platforms that they can use for video. And then during the pandemic, I feel like a lot of business owners had some sort of pivot during the shutdown. For me, because I wasn't able to do in-person coaching or in-person workshops, I started hosting more online workshops and more virtual coaching via Zoom. And so in the last 3 years, that's actually become the larger side of my business, is working with clients, not just here in California, not just here in the San Francisco Bay Area, but around the world, helping them to better understand how they can shoot, edit, post, and market their own videos instead of hiring a service provider like myself. And so I still do have video clients here in California that I work with, where I come out with the big camera and the big lights, and I do photography as part of those services. But what I love is being able to impact more people in the world, especially women, to empower them to put themselves out on the internet, to self-publish, to not get held up by perfectionism or camera shyness, and really put their expertise and their experience out there.
Yeah, I've sitting there looking over doing some research on you, and it's amazing. I was really surprised in them talk about your TikTok and Instagram, and you are just, not only are you cute, you look cute, but it's it's amazing that you use it to market. I watch your videos, and it says, take my course. I'm gonna pull up your here's Caron's website, by the way. Scan that QR code with your phone. Go to her website and go to contact her. I'm telling you, as you know, Caron, I just scratched the surface of knowing you. I'm implementing some of your suggestions on my YouTube channel. But it's pretty amazing to see the impact the small changes have made. I've seen the increase in that. So I appreciate that. But let's say, is there a reason people need to be self-conscious about video?
Well, it's unfortunate, but it's a fact that women tend to be much more self-conscious about putting themselves on video. And that is due to a combination of factors, mostly societal. We have an element of sexism out there. When you hear terms like mansplaining, it's referring to when men are more confident in a business dynamic or a group setting to talk louder or assert their opinions more so, or interrupt at times. And then women, after a while, get into a habit of not speaking up as much. There's also, of course, the kind of more superficial element to things like social media. You see so many people, young women, using filters and makeup and all of this. And so when women who aren't in their 20s are trying to put themselves out online, they get this comparison factor where they think, oh, if I were younger, or I was thinner, or if my hair was different, or if I, put on makeup, only then will I be ready to make video. So they kind of get caught up in their own head about how they compare themselves to other people. And then there's also just an element of, society kind of placing such an importance on youth in general, like that novelty. When they say that youth is wasted on the young, and to a degree, there are women out there that have like years of experience, professional and otherwise, that they could be inspiring the next generation of women to go out there, to take on leadership positions, to go into politics, to start their own businesses. But at times they just, for whatever reason, think to themselves, well, who wants to hear my story? Or what if people don't like it? And they end up kind of second guessing themselves in the, overthinking of other people's opinions. And what I like to tell my clients is, there's no shortage of young, attractive women online marketing products, no shortage. What there is a shortage of is women over the age of 60 putting their experience and their expertise out on the internet on a regular basis. And most of that is sexist or superficial or perfectionist overthinking holding them back.
Yeah, I want to encourage everybody out there, because I know what Caron is talking about. People want authenticity. People want authentic. You think that you're not eligible or pretty enough or whatever self-imposed structure you're putting around yourself. But really, people want to see, when you go to Caron's TikTok, you will see Caron being Caron. You won't see Caron being somebody she's not and trying to be. So I guess my point is, don't be afraid to shoot video, because I'm telling you, I have seen, here I am. When I first had my stroke and my brain aneurysm, I thought for sure I would never be able to do anything like this, especially all the whole host of pipes. But it's amazing. People want to see authenticity. They want to see authentic. And if you're a little hesitant to start your own video, to produce your own video, number one, let's contact Caron. She'll kind of give you a framework of how to do it. But really just do it. Don't overthink it. Like Caron said many times, don't overthink it. Don't stop yourself. Caron, how can we, what do you want to see? We're out there in the business world. What's one of the first steps you could take to start using video to market our companies? How can we do that? What can we do? Yeah,
for sure. The biggest thing, the first thing that anybody should do if they have yet to really embrace video or get into a steady habit or flow of making video content for their business, especially if you're a solopreneur, especially if it's just your one man or one woman show, the best thing is practice. I mean, if you see people online and it all is so sculpted and edited, and you think, oh, they must have just done that on the first try, or that photo must have been just a one and done photo and they must have looked that excellent. No, if you look at even young people, especially young girls, when it comes to things like selfies, like taking pictures of themselves, you'll see them sometimes take 50 photos and it'll be comedic, right? You'll be like, oh, look at this girl over here, just taking a million pictures of herself. But she's essentially practicing angles and poses and whatever, so that she can go through all 50 of those and pick the one that will actually be posted online for anybody to see. And so the same applies to video. If you think that the very first video you're ever going to make is going to be smooth, is going to be well-spoken, is going to be articulate, is going to be authentic, then you're overly confident, because most people have to really work through certain kinks. And part of that is to film yourself. Doesn't matter if it's 5 seconds of talking into the camera or 5 minutes. You film yourself and you watch it. And sometimes some people might think that's cringeworthy. Some people might think like, oh, I hate hearing my voice on camera. I hate seeing myself on camera. But there are a lot of different things that you can do when you start practicing to help you sound more authoritative or authentic, and to help you look a little younger, a little more flattering. Lighting and angles and posing, posture, all of that makes a difference. But you won't know what your best angles are, or what the best angle for the camera is, or what the best lighting is, or what the best verbiage is for a video until you do it a few times, not just once or twice, sometimes several times, sometimes dozens of times. Because part of it is working out those kinks, figuring out those angles. The other part of it is it's really just like anything else. It's practice. It's putting in the reps. It's like exercise. The first time you do a push-up, if you've never done a push-up before, it's going to feel impossible. You're going to get down to the ground and you're going to feel like you can't even push yourself back up. Do 20, do 100, do 500, do 1,000. Guess what? By that 1,000th push-up, your muscles, your skeleton, your body, your brain, all of it will be practiced enough that it'll feel like second nature, and you can carry on a conversation with someone next to you while you're doing push-ups. Out of breath, sure, but not even thinking of it as you do it. Video is the same way. It's a physical and mental muscle to be able to make videos on a regular basis and sound authentic and sound natural and look your best. It all just takes putting in the time and putting in the reps. And the only exceptions to that rule are people who've had professional media training or acting classes, but all of that is practice as well. So really nobody just comes out of the womb ready to make video, even if young people seem like that. Once you've got the practice down, the angles and the lighting make a big difference in terms of a lot. So right now in our conversation, Aaron, I've got my big computer up and there is a teeny tiny little camera at the top of my computer screen. Boop, that's the camera. So I position the chair that I'm in at my computer to be lower than eye level to that camera because, and a lot of women know this, if you take a selfie from overhead, it's a lot more flattering than taking it from down here because you get the double chin or triple chin, right? So that's one thing. That's an angle, is a higher angle. Also, when you're sitting straight on to a camera, you're going to look your widest. So if you're someone who's thinking about weight or weight loss or, oh, I just need to lose a few pounds, for video, just turn yourself at an angle slightly and then turn your head towards the camera. And that will slim your frame. It'll lengthen your neck. And in terms of confidence and authenticity, posture is huge. If you're like this, you're like, hey, Aaron, it's really great to meet you. Thanks for having me on your show. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that you naturally kind of cave your body forward when you're nervous or when you feel threatened or fearful about something. When you have anxiety, it's like you're protecting your internal organs. But when you do the opposite, when you sit back, roll your shoulders back, lift your head, lift your chin a little bit, lengthen your neck, all of a sudden you look more confident than you might actually be in that moment. Just that physical presence. And again, it can be straight on or it can be from the side, but you look more confident and authentic in whatever you're conveying compared to if you're just like, thanks for having me. And then just lighting. I have camera settings here on my computer for brightness and filters, but I also just have a light on over here. And if I were to turn that off, it becomes shadowy and grainy. And actually the quality of the video is a lot less because the camera doesn't have as much information to pick up on. So light is a really important part of not just video quality, but how you look and how flattering you can look. And as long as you don't have weird shadows or, things coming from like an overhead light can be one of the least flattering forms of light you can have, kind of like in a dressing room at a store. Some people are like thinking, oh, why do I look so bad? And it's like, sometimes it's just a directly overhead light. So lights from the side or people who have ring lights around their camera, those are all things like some of the tricks, angles and lighting that will help you to look better. And then in terms of sounding better, your voice. Women don't realize, but when we get excited, sometimes our voice goes up an octave. Oh my God, Aaron, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. Do you do this all the time?
Oh, God.
And you don't realize it, but to men and women, that can be a major turnoff. All of a sudden, just the octave of your voice makes people take you less seriously. That's why when you see women on the news, anchors, they're like, good morning and welcome to NBC News. Today, there was a hurricane in Florida. It's like, why do women on the news speak at such a low octave and never get shrill? It's because they know that if there's any percentage of people in their audience that are male, they might change the channel if their voice goes high up, but it also applies to women. So for women in particular, you will sound better and you will be able to maintain more people watching your video all the way through. Because like, why make all the time to make a video if people leave in the first 3 to 5 seconds? You'll be able to keep people watching your video all the way through by making a point of lowering your voice, especially when you're talking about something important or serious or valuable. Lower your voice to subliminally tell people this is an important point that I'm making. It's one good way to think of it is like for the moms out there, when you're talking to your child and they start acting up, do you say to your child, James, don't do that, James, stop doing that, James, that's so rude, right? But he keeps doing it. And you might talk like that at first, like, cause you're saving face in the supermarket. You're like, honey, stop doing that. That's not polite. Mommy taught you better. But if he keeps doing it, all moms, it's intuitive. Their voice drops an octave and they're like, James, you better get right over here or I'm going to take your phone away and you're not going to have any, and you're not going to your friend's house later. Is that understood? And all of a sudden, James understands. Mom's not messing around. She's not here trying to save face and look good to the public. She's mad and I don't want to make mama mad. So that's a good way to kind of think of how you will just improve your viewer retention, whether you're broadcasting live or creating videos for marketing or whatever, is thinking about the tone and the octave of your voice.
I think that fear factor is probably one of the biggest points to think from anybody like myself. I'm pretty out of have a speech deficit. I can do it. You can do it. I guarantee you, if you get out there, you can put yourself out there. But that fear factor is definitely limiting, definitely tries to stop you. But and now, how do people, because we're getting down to the end, how do people, first of all, utilize contact? Is there a phone number that somebody can call you?
Sure. My website is, like you gave the QR code earlier, is probably the best way for people to reach me because it has phone number. It has a contact form where people can fill out, yes, perfect. They can fill out the contact form on my contact page. And at the top of my website, it also has all of my social media profiles, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. So if people want to direct message me, I check my DMs frequently. If they want to call me on the number on my website, that's a good way too. But also, just like I said, the contact form on the contact page is great because you can give me a little bit of context. Like you can say, I saw you on Aaron's show, or you can, let me know, oh, I'm interested in video, or I'm interested in social media, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's something where I feel that there are a lot of people out there who should be making video for their business or their nonprofits more often than they are. And that's my passion, is to help them move out of their comfort zone, get out of their own way, and put themselves out there, shine online, and try to make the internet a brighter and more inspiring place.
That is amazing because, I'll be like Caron. When I first started doing videos, so I never thought in a million years I'd be doing podcasts ever, especially with this speech deficit. But I think what I'm hearing you say is that, number one, get a hold of Caron, get a hold of your media company, and you will give us. You have a free guide, don't you? A free guide. Now, tell me about the free guide I just saw this morning. What is it?
Yeah, so you can find my free guide. It's the link in my Instagram, or if you reach out to me, contact me, I can send you a link to it. But it's called The 3 Reasons Why You Don't Have an Effective Marketing Strategy to Attract New Clients and How to Fix It. And it basically hones in on the 3 major internal hurdles that prevent people from moving forward with an effective video marketing strategy. And that really means return on investment. It means conversion. It means, are the videos that you're making helping you grow your business and build your clients? Or are they just delivering what are considered vanity metrics, which is I got a lot of likes or I got a lot of views, but did any of those people actually visit your website or contact you after watching that video? So the guide is to help you isolate and identify if it's all three or one of the three that's really prevented you from achieving that.
That, hardest thing, I think, I'm gonna leave, we're down the end, near the end of the show, but I want to encourage you out there. One, contact Caron. She'll give you the guide to get you going. Number two, just do it. Yeah, you're so good at Caron has got video. If you don't have video in your business today, you're missing out big time. And I can't wait to talk to Caron privately a little more about using TikTok and Instagram, because she is much bigger on Instagram and TikTok than I anticipated. So there's a way that you can guarantee you can grow your business video. I have a blog. It's been read over about 170,000 times in 13 countries. Do you know that every blog that I have written has had its best views on the ones with very little words, all video, where I'm promoting a video? So
Right.
It's amazing that the impact you have. But I want to encourage everybody, please scan the QR code. Stroke TV Media endorses Caron. I had lobbyist slugs to keep with us now, put their health cards on. But Caron, there is one thing. Now, is that free? How do they get that free guide that you have? How do you repeat that one more time? How clients out there can get hold of your free guide?
Sure. So if they, and I just realized now I could have given you a different link for the QR code, but if they visit my Instagram, so it's instagram.com/Caron mod media. So it's mod instead of modern, CaronModMedia. You'll see that the link in my bio will take you straight to the page where you can sign up to get the guide, and it'll be in your email inbox moments later.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I've been so busy. I've not been able to implement what we talked about. I recorded a conversation before, but I just, in the few little bits that I have, I've seen increases in my subscribers on my YouTube channel. So I do appreciate you being there. But can anybody call you for free consult? Do you have a free consult? See if we're a good fit. Can you give your phone number?
So sure. I mean, what I was saying was when you sign up for the guide, you'll get an email sent to your inbox. And in that email is actually an offer to do a complimentary strategy call with me via Zoom. It's in the same email. So that first email, when you sign up for the guide, will have the link to the guide. But then in that email, just below the link, is an offer to do a complimentary strategy call with me. And that means that we'll meet on Zoom one-to-one. We'll talk about the specifics of your situation, like you're saying, seeing if there's alignment, seeing if there's a good fit, but really just helping to do a little bit more of a deep dive into where you are in terms of video marketing and the best way to move forward.
Well, I really hope it's Sunday where you and I will get to meet each other, because we're only about an hour and a half away from each other. So I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for being here, Caron. And again, I love what you do. I think it really offering people in business a valid way to increase the business. And I really, really appreciate your skill set. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So I'll see you. Hopefully, I'm going to have you on again, hopefully soon. Okay.
Yeah, happy to do it. Let's do it.
All right. Bye, Caron.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.